to my channel. So in today's video, I'll show you how to build this bolt action Nerf isopropyl alcohol blaster. These are all the parts we need. 12 pieces and 4 screws. The screw length is 12 millimeters. If you can find self-tapping screws for the plastic with a similar diameter and length, they will work as well. If you are using M4 screws, the M4 Heatset insert are optional. You can enlarge the hole with your drill bit and install the insert if you prefer. I'm not exactly the most hardworking person or the rich one, so I just drew the M4 screw directly into the hole. So far, I haven't run any issue. 2 pieces and 5 screws with the length between 15mm and 25mm. This is the lower and the grip. I split them into the left and right pieces and print them separately. This is the trigger, and this is rubber band can be used to reset the trigger. This is a part of barrel, also is a part of chamber to ensure the accuracy and improve the stability of the Nerf projectile. I set the ref line to its rate to 1 turn in 5 inches. This is the bolt, which also serves as a combustion chamber, where the alcohol is nice. This section below is where the igniter is installed. The groove at the bottom acts as the guide rail. The real part of the bolt is a removable cap, making it easier to clean and maintain. This is the cover for the bolt handle. It was designed this way to make printing easier. This is the front hand grip. This is all the 3D printed pin we need to use later. This is the long barrel, and this is the front sight mounted at the front of the barrel. Since not everyone has access to the large size of the 3D printer, I also designed a short barrel that can be made in the standard size of the 3D printer. This is the cover for the igniter. It is used to secure the igniter onto the bolt. This is the stock, and it is hollow. In another word, you can store some Nerf or some tools inside of it. And this is the rear cover of the stock. This is the part to hold the bolt. Allow the bolt to slide back and forth inside of it. This is a lighter for the barbecue. I bought a bunch of them before, but today we only use the igniter inside. Although this project didn't use the gas part of the lighter, but don't throw it away. I have another project use this part. It's called a ping pong ball gas motor. I'll share the link below. If you like it, you can download the model. So these are all the parts required for this project. Now let's put them together.
You might be wondering why I poured water onto the Nerf dart and into the barrel at the beginning of the video. That's because I'm using 91% isopropyl alcohol as the propellant, and when it burns, it can get hot enough to damage the dart and cause jams. Adding a little water helps protect the Nerf dart, and it also makes the barrel a bit more slippery. But you only need to add water at the beginning. You don't have to add water every single time you load the Nerf dart. Once the alcohol burns, it actually creates a lot of water on its own. So after a few shots, you'll start to notice more and more water building up inside the barrel and the chamber. So the first thing I wanted to test was the power. I set up a few empty soda cans and started shooting from about 5 to 10 meters away, and honestly the result felt just right. It's not powerful enough to be dangerous to people or animals, but it still has enough punch to keep the Nerf shots accurate and consistent. Later, I moved on to the accuracy test. From a distance of around 10 meters, and even outdoors in windy conditions, I was still able to hit the target center most of the time. I was pretty satisfied with that result, although it also depends on what kind of Nerf dart I use. But the next test did not give me the result I was hoping for. My third test was with this suction Nerf darts. Ideally, after being launched, they should stick to the glass, but the result was far from ideal. First, the diameter of this type of dart is slightly smaller, which made the accuracy worse. Second, the impact energy may have been too high, so instead of sticking to the glass, most of the darts just bounced off. I fired a total of 15 darts, but in the end, only 2 actually stuck to the glass, and even those landed away from my point of aim. That's everything for today's video. I'll put the link to this project in the description below, so if you are interested in it, feel free to download it and make your own. If you have any better ideas or suggestions, be sure to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.